We're back. Oh, what is this? Have
Listen,
we got a new
there's
guy?
no
Who's this new guy in the show?
no
Who's
more
this?
brother overload. That's all I
Ah,
gotta say. No more brother overload. It's a bit of
oh
brown,
my
mixing in a bit of brown in there as well. So
Brown back
Emmanuel,
in the town.
oh shit! Oh man, you know
Oh
what?
my
Nah, we got.
god.
You know what? I got to say, man.
Yeah.
I was dipping in. Look, it was hard for me to just kind of be sit still and listen to. I was dipping in and out. But the
Oh
things that I was
gosh.
listening to, man, it was so funny. Man, I tell you what, that end of 23, that end of
Mm,
2023, man, the amount of movies that
I
you
know.
guys were
I
talking about,
know.
I was like,
That list was
what?
cut down, That list was a lot.
I was like, shit, these guys are going on and on and on. But listen, that's how the Flixters,
Oh
that's
my
how the
gosh.
Flixters does it.
Mm,
We provide value for money.
yep.
Although
Yep.
this is
Yep.
free, so I mean you're not paying for this, listener. But listen, yeah, I'm back, and Deval's been in the hot seat
Mm,
for the last 5 weeks, covering for me,
yep.
and Emmanuel's been amazing
Yep.
as well. So thanks, Emmanuel.
He'll be back. He'll be back. But yeah, so good time off then, yeah?
Yeah, oh man,
Yeah.
wicked. five
Good.
weeks,
Ah,
family,
that's
food,
it. That's it.
man. What
And I
more do
saw
you
some of
want,
your food posts on Instagram. Are you a
mate?
chef? Yeah? Are
No,
you a
but I
teacher
will.
and a
Look,
chef?
but you know what it is, right? You know, just when you get in that mode, they're like, "Oh, let's make
Oh my
something," and I'm like,
gosh.
"Okay, all right, let's start cooking up the
Mm,
meat, cutting it,
okay,
throwing
okay,
it in,
okay.
mixing it, doing a
Mm,
bit of Zakharov, like
a
spicing
bit of
up, listening to the
Zakra.
Flixters." Yeah, but
Okay.
back now, yeah.
All right, good. Welcome back.
Wicked. Thanks, man.
Welcome back. So yeah, so let's get on with it, man. What we
Let's
got? What
get
we
on
got?
with it. What we're doing today, Deval, take it away, man. You're leading it.
Well, boy, do you know what? This is the Flixters. Like we've been saying for the past how many years now? This is where you come for movies, fun, films, TV shows, and everything in between. Yeah. So
Mm.
if this is the first time you come to the show, go check us out on Instagram, YouTube, X. I'm saying it properly now. X.
Mm.
And we got what's the other one? TikTok. We got TikTok
Yes,
too.
TikTok.
We got TikTok, yeah. So check us out on all the socials. Chat with us. Let us know what you're watching, what you think, and yeah, Bob's your uncle, and yeah, we'd like to hear from you. So please get in touch.
Yep, defo.
So yeah.
What we're doing first?
So first we've got a shout out. We've got a couple of shout outs today actually. First shout out goes to Emmanuel, who you just heard of. He was
Mate.
on the show for the past month. So thank you very
Yep.
much, Emmanuel. He'll be back as he always is. But it was his birthday as well.
Oh,
It was his birthday. He's a January man. Yep.
uh,
I won't say
uh,
how young he is, but he's a young man and an old man at the same time.
he is. He's all
I'm
those.
joking.
He's all of
But
those,
yeah,
all enrolled in one. Happy
and
birthday, Emmanuel,
happy
man.
birthday.
Shit. Yeah,
So yeah,
man. Happy birthday, man.
so I saw him. He had a great time, looking very smart, enjoying his
Nice.
birthday. So I'm pretty sure this morning he is actually doesn't drink, so he's not going to be drunk. So
No.
or hungover. So yeah, he had a good time. That's the most important thing.
Wicked.
Second shout out goes to Danny Satsias. Our very
Mm.
own Danny, yeah. So she's the personal trainer, fitness person. Go check out her page on Instagram. It is Danny Satsias.
That's,
If
yeah.
you're in London and you want a personal trainer, someone that can work you out and get you to your goals, go check her out. She will get you not just to your goals, but past them. Get you some new goals as well.
I love that. I
She doesn't
love
mess
that.
around.
Exactly. You
Go
know,
check her out.
Deval, I haven't had the time to prepare for the shout outs, but you know
Oh
what?
yeah,
We've got a new sponsor.
we got a sponsor. Okay,
We've got
okay.
a
What's
new
this?
sponsor.
What's
The
this?
package, the package was delivered. And I've been using this, and this is a bit of a kind of a
What?
what do you call it? A sneak preview.
Oh
So
yeah.
basically, there's a company called Wild. They're based in the UK, and
Okay.
you've got smelly armpits, right? I've got smelly armpits, and guys have got smelly armpits, and we need
Mm.
deodorant. Well,
Yeah.
Wild is this new company. They've got a new thing that they're working on that does gets rid
With
of all the
the
manly
pH balance
smells.
and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Mate, I've been using it, and you know what? It's deodorant like never
Mm.
before. It's
Is
brilliant.
it?
And I'm going to speak.
Okay.
I'm going to shout them out properly. So, Wild, if you're listening, thanks
Mm.
for sending the what do you call it?
The
It's not
sample.
even the sample. That's it.
Yeah.
And Deval and I are going to speak about it on next week's
Okay.
episode.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you very much. All right.
Yeah.
We're getting somewhere. Okay.
We're getting somewhere.
I see.
We're
I
getting
see.
there, mate.
I
We're
see.
getting there. All right, let's get into movie news.
Yep.
And Devour, man. Oh God, seriously, Mandalorian, what's going on, man? Because the last
Mm.
Mandalorian kind of for me dropped it. It was in one of the kind of the bit of the kind of mid lows for me.
Yeah, it wasn't all that. I know it kind of, I think season two probably was the peak, I think.
Yes.
And then it sort of went down after that a little bit. It was still better than the rest, like, Obi-Wan
Yes.
Kenobi and
Yes.
even some people say Ahsoka as well, which kind of was up and down. But yeah,
Mm.
the news is the Mandalorian and Grogu, they are actually set for the big screen.
Uh,
So
uh,
they're gonna be in a movie. I'm not sure. So far, the details haven't come out yet as to say what the actual movie is going to be called, or if they are going
mm,
to be the main people in that movie. But
mm,
the bottom line is, we are going to see Grogu and the Mandalorian on the big screen. So Star Wars have got a few movies and stuff, planned.
yeah,
Star Wars actually, as a franchise, they've had to go back to the drawing board because they've
big
messed up a few
time.
times. So I think they're trying to use some of their IPs that were popular
Yeah.
and transfer them to the big screen and hopefully get that momentum going again. So yeah, Pedro Pascal is going to be a busy man.
Man, this guy is turning up and everything. But also,
Mm,
you mentioned the whole thing about going back to the drawing board. But
yeah.
remember, there was this news about Daisy Ridley coming back to do be Ray again, and they were going to make
Yes,
that still. Is that all still
that's
going
still
on?
happening. Yeah, they're gonna
Shit.
show her. I think is it her backstory? Is it a sort of a? I'm not sure if it's going to be a backstory or if it's going to be after the events of the
Continue.
last Skywalker or whatever it was called.
Yeah,
But yeah, she's going to be coming back. So yeah, I'm just I'm a bit,
I know. We just
you know.
listen. Andor. Listen, I've got to say, look, 2024, 2023 highlight for me was Andor. That was great. Was that
Mm, mm,
2023? That
yeah,
was a
yeah,
decent show for me.
yeah, yeah,
That was really good out of the whole kind of the
yeah.
new shows, Star Wars universe.
Mm,
And like you said, some episodes
animation.
of yeah, our animation was great.
Mm,
Some episodes of individual stuff like
yeah.
Ashoka and
Mm.
Ashoka Tano and Mandalorian, but yeah, man, we I think it's getting, isn't it? But you reckon are we getting harder
Fatigue,
to please,
man.
or
No, it's fatigue as well, but also
yeah,
yeah, once you've had a taste of something, the chef has to keep the flavors fresh.
yeah,
You can't give us the same food and say,
look,
"Oh, what's it like?" We've had it.
yeah,
Freshen it up a bit. So at the same time, they're not cooking as good. We know better. So it's got to
yeah.
be. Do you know what I
Change the
mean?
ingredients or something, man. Bring
Yeah.
in, I don't know, bring in new people. I don't know what it is. Just do something different.
Yeah.
Right, this next piece of news that you put on the notes over here, Deval. This
Mm,
is I read about this as well. So this is really interesting. Let us know about this one because I think, I mean, it makes sense though,
mm.
doesn't it? This makes sense to me.
Yeah, so Tom Cruise, he's a bona fide, obviously Hollywood blockbuster star. He's proved
Yep.
it years, throughout his career. He proved it again a couple of years ago or a year and a half ago when Top Gun Maverick came out and it just done
Mm,
crazy numbers. The last Mission Impossible didn't do as great as expected, but still, he is a bona fide star. Now,
mm,
Top Gun 3 is something that I didn't even realize was going to happen. So they are going to make another Top Gun,
yep.
and Tom Cruise is going to return.
Mm.
And also, it seems like Tom Cruise has struck a deal with
Yeah,
Warner Brothers, which
man.
is
I
what's
was
that?
reading about this. So
Oh,
basically, what they're doing. So it's not exclusive because apparently, so he's doing the Top Gun, the new Top Gun movie with Paramount. He's got something
mm,
lined up with Universal Pictures. This is
mm.
the movie that where they done the filming in space. Do you remember there was
Oh
this whole big
yes,
thing about
yes,
yeah,
yeah. Actual
so
filming in space. Yeah, he's mad.
actual
I'm sure it was him. He's not somebody in a green
no.
screen. He's in space.
Sorry, I'm just waiting for that the night train to Georgia to go past. Um,
The
so
midnight
yeah,
train
100,
to
yeah.
Georgia.
So he's basically going to be doing space. So he's doing Mission Impossible 3. Sorry, Top Gun 3, the
Yeah.
space movie. But then he's working. They've inked a deal where he's going to be making 2 or 3 cinematic movies, and he is going to basically be kind of creative director as well. So he gets to pick and
Mm,
choose what we're doing, and it could be anything, man. You think about it. I was thinking, could he move? He wouldn't be. He couldn't go to the DC stuff. I don't think so. I think this is going to be separate from the DC stuff,
mm,
but
mm.
he's got control over it. Apparently, he's got an office there. They've given him an office to
Yes,
work out of
sir.
that office on the Burbank lot. And
Mm.
yeah, man, this is 3 or 4 movies from Warner Brothers and Tom Cruise. So I don't know what there could be action, obviously action movies
As long as his name is on it, it's going to do better than if his
gonna
name
sell,
wasn't on it. So yeah, it's a good strategic move. I think that is.
man, and that
Yeah,
keeps him ka-ching for the next
yeah, yeah, yeah,
decade, man. It's gonna money's
yeah.
gonna run really through. So we'll keep an eye on that one. Now listen, a lot of buzz around Godzilla at the moment. We're getting lots of things happening, small
Mm.
screen, big screen. But Devour, tell us about this one, Godzilla minus one.
Yeah, this one. For people that haven't seen Godzilla minus one, it came out in December. This is a really good Godzilla film. Even the
Mm,
director of Godzilla that came out in 2014, same director that directed Rogue One, Star Wars,
mm,
uh, Gareth Edwards.
yeah.
He said that Godzilla minus one is a truly great Godzilla
Mm,
film, and that's how it should be. This one
mm,
is Japanese made, Japanese language, $15 million to produce, and Godzilla minus one is in the plus. It has made
mm.
profits. It's made mad profits in Japan and in Far East Asia, but also in America and Canada. It's done over $50 million, which
Which is
doesn't sound
great.
like much, but for a non-English film,
There you go.
$15 million was the budget, and if it's done $50 million in America and Canada so far,
Mm.
yet alone what it's done in Japan and wherever else, UK, this film is done really well.
And
Expect to
it
see
was
awards.
yeah, and it was interesting when you and Emmanuel, because this is I was
Mm,
listening to this when you and Emmanuel were talking about the meaning behind because
mm,
for me I was like shit, what does the minus one mean?
mm, mm.
And then it was to do with the whole after the war.
Yeah, yeah. Nagasaki, Hiroshima, the nuclear bombs were
Um,
dropped, and Japan saw themselves as before they were, thriving or getting up there,
mm,
and the bomb dropped. It put them minus one.
one
Society had gone back, so that's why it's called Godzilla minus. And then Godzilla comes along and minus 100.
minus
Uh,
flipping
if you haven't seen Godzilla minus one, you got to watch it because that Godzilla for me is the most powerful Godzilla I've ever seen,
mm.
and you'll see what I'm talking about when you watch it. It's
I want to
crazy,
watch it. I can't wait.
crazy.
Can't wait to watch that one.
Mm,
So listen, yeah, we'll keep you posted on more movie news. Keep it locked with the Flixters, and check us out on our Instagram page where we put stuff out there as well, folks. So if you like what you are hearing,
mm.
let us know. And you'll be a shout out as well. Let's move on to new and streaming. Now, this just dropped recently. I haven't had a chance to watch this. And Deval's mentioned kind of fatigue. A
Mm,
lot of people have been speaking about obviously Star Wars fatigue, superhero fatigue. Movies aren't doing
yeah.
well when they're supposed to be doing well. TV shows, which they should be kind of hitting the right notes, but they're not. So Deval, let me know what you think about this. 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 That
Okay.
was
Okay. 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 So yeah, Disney's Echo, Marvel Disney Echo. This got released just about a week ago, and this, do you know what? I'll have to admit, yeah, I wasn't really looking forward to this,
mhm,
but this actually, I've only seen one episode so far, so I can't say I've
right.
seen it all. But I've got a lot more respect for this show. It's not
Interesting.
because the show is great. One episode so far, it seems okay, but it
Yeah.
doesn't seem like it's going to be great. But I've got more respect
Mm,
for the show because Maya Lopez, the character played by
yeah.
Alaqua Cox or Alaka
Yeah.
Cox, she's deaf in real life.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh, I did not know that.
deaf in real life, and also the character Maya Lopez. I'm not sure if you've seen, but the character's deaf, but also she's got one leg missing, like
Got
she's
yeah.
got a foot missing. And when I saw that in the show, I thought that was part of the role, but that's her as well in real life
Right, I gotcha. Because we saw her in what did we see her in?
in Hawkeye.
in
I think.
Hawkeye.
Yeah, we saw
Yes.
in Hawkeye.
So we
Yeah,
saw. So she's being introduced in Hawkeye, and
yeah,
this is her story.
yeah. I didn't realize that was her situation in real life. So it gave me more respect, and I found out that some of the cast and crew learned sign language to actually be able to communicate with her on a more
Mm,
sort of equal level and stuff. But yeah, I know there's a lot of like, people say there's lots of, what do they call it, woke agenda and all that kind of stuff. But
yeah.
I do think in a show like this, where her disabilities and so on isn't the main factor for her.
Right. Right.
She's
Yeah. Yeah.
still seen as just a person doing her thing through different challenges. That's what I like about. That's what I've seen so far. I'm not sure if that changes, but I
Mm,
just got more respect for the show because
yeah.
of obviously the challenges that she has to go through, and she's still kicking ass and taking names and all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna give it a go. All episodes have been released straight away on Disney
Oh,
Plus. It's
that's
all there.
different then.
Yeah, it's all there. So we'll see what
You know,
happens.
I want to watch it because obviously the way that they portrayed
Yeah.
Kingpin in the Netflix Daredevil
Mm,
shows, he was badass, like
yeah.
one of the best villains like that they've shown on
Mm,
TV on the small screen.
mm,
So I want to see what they do with that, what they do with his character, and
yeah.
then there's rumors that we're gonna get a cameo from what's his name, Daredevil again.
Daredevil. I won't say anything. I
Oh
won't say
shit!
anything. I won't say
Okay, all
anything.
right, all right.
But see what happens anyway. See what
Let's see what
happens. But
happens.
this was also released on Marvel Spotlight on Disney
What's
Plus, which
that?
is it's their version of like their sort of rated R Marvel. So it's not going to be. It's not
I
like
gotcha.
yes, this one's a bit more hardcore. So yeah, mm,
Interesting, Marvel. Good play,
mm,
because then now we know that then Daredevil could go on that and Punisher
yeah,
could go on that.
exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
All right, all right.
yeah,
So, folks, go check that out. That's called Echo, and let us know what you think. If you have seen it or if you are watching it, then fill us in. Let us know if you like it, and we'll speak about it on next week's episode. Now, let's get on to new trailers. Now, this I haven't seen these trailers, by the way, Deval. So you're going to fill in a lot of gaps, but I've heard of this first one. So
mm,
this is Three Body Problem, and this is kind of like a sci-fi. It's based on a novel, and it's supposed to be really deep, and there was a lot of buzz around it. So fill in
mm.
some gaps for me, man. Like, does it look interesting?
Man, this sci-fi is uh basically it's made from the makers of Game of Thrones, and
Mm,
this one it looks like it's gonna be
mm.
an epic like sci-fi adventure. I know
If I says it like that, man, you know
it's
it's going to be
true.
something.
It's true. It's got who's in it? So it's got John Bradley, who was in Game of Thrones. What was he again? He was Sam, the one that hung around. He hung around
Oh,
with
Tali, Samuel
yeah,
Tali.
Samuel Tarly, exactly. Yeah, hung around
Yeah,
with Jon Snow.
Jon
It's got
Snow.
Isa Gonzalez.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah.
it's got Sir Davos, Liam Cunningham. He's
Mm.
in it, and a lot of other people. But yeah, Game of Thrones makers. The free body problem. Let me just put a sentence on what it is. When the laws of nature, as we know them, inexplicably unravel, a tight knit group of brilliant scientists must join forces with an unflinching detective to stop humanity's greatest threat.
Oh,
That is the nutshell of what the free body problem is, and it goes into science. It goes into uh, other life, life in the universe. It goes into time travel. There's
oh,
all kinds
I'm
of
in.
stuff. Yeah, exactly. I'm sold as well. So there's all kinds of
Yeah.
stuff that links into what the free body problem is. It's a weird title, but it's really heavy science, and I'm looking forward to
Mm.
this. This is coming out
Oh,
on
me
Netflix.
too.
It's coming out in March. Yeah,
Just right, mate. That's just very,
mm,
very nearby.
yeah,
Um, yeah, it's based on award-winning novels. So, I mean,
yep.
it's got good foundation. So we'll see what happens with that one. Now the other one that you've put on there, Duval. This one is interesting because we are still. I mean, I still haven't finished up with the Daryl, the new Walking Dead Daryl thing, and I haven't
Mm.
finished Walking Dead New York one
Mm, mm, mm,
with
mm,
what's his name, with Negan and Maggie. But this is another one. This is the Walking Dead, the ones who live. Now tell us about
mm.
this.
I've had enough of The Walking Dead. I've had enough of The Walking Dead. This is basically Rick Grimes and Michonne. This is their show.
Oh, is it their
This is
one?
their show. Yeah, yeah, it's their show. and this is like a follow-on from what we've seen in The Walking Dead, the main show. And yeah, it's basically looking at the ones who've lived on and looking at what happens going forward. They're still looking for each
Mm.
other, and this show, I guess, is going to show them possibly coming to get to reunite.
Mm.
It looks like they're separated from everyone else. We're not going to see
Yep.
the Daryls and the other people. It's just going to be them two. So it's interesting. There's a lot of things happening in this show. There's a massive army. I see helicopters. Like
Mm.
this seems to be civilization somewhere. But I've had enough of The Walking Dead. I just finished The Walking Dead in December
Yeah.
because when
Yeah.
you mentioned to me it gets a bit better. I watched it.
Mm.
It does get a bit better. I did like it a bit more.
Mm.
But for me, I'm done with The Walking
Yeah.
Dead. That's it.
It's a
I'm not
lot. It's
starting
a
any other
lot,
show.
man.
I'm done.
It's a lot. There's just so many threads,
Mm,
and this is just kind of adding that. 100% Walking Dead fatigue. I reckon that was like
mm,
on a
yeah,
one
yeah,
massive big thing that happened.
yeah.
So I don't know. I might still give it a try. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Like I said before, I still got to finish up with the other ones. I don't know if I'll have time to do that, but we'll see what happens.
Mm,
So if
mm,
you're a Walking Dead fan, go check it out. Um, Now, this next one, let's speak about this. So, this is Abigail. I
mhm.
don't know much about this, Deval. Tell us about this. What is this?
Ooh, Abigail. So this is a horror film.
Oh
This one
gosh.
is this is the one that stars. What's his name from? Oh my gosh, what's his name? The one that was in, the Charles Xavier. The Mind. The guy was that he was really sort of psychotic. It was on
Oh
Fox.
yes, I know the British actor. Yes, I know
Yeah,
who you're talking about.
yeah. So
Legion.
Legion. That's it. Thank you very much. Yeah. So this one stars a guy that was in Legion.
Mm.
Also, he was in The Guest, which is a really good show actually.
Really
That was a really
good.
good show as well.
That's a good. Yep.
But yeah, Abigail, this is a horror film. This is coming out this year in March,
Mm.
and this one is basically a sort of retelling of Dracula's daughter.
Oh
So this one stars. This is gonna. The Dan Stevens is the guy that stars in this,
yeah.
and this is a girl called Abigail, and she is basically, yeah, she's like Dracula's daughter, and she's slowly gonna
Turn
reveal herself
right.
as, yeah, a vampire.
Right. Okay. Yeah. 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 Okay. I
So
get you. I
that's
get you.
that's the gist of it.
Mm.
So yeah, this is coming out this year, but this looks like a bit of a, yeah, a bit of a sort of interesting horror film. Anytime you work, where you work with kids and the kids
Mm.
are the horror, it's always interesting. The tagline for this is children can be such monsters. And she's wearing a ballerina dress with blood on
Yeah.
it. Mm,
Yeah, yeah, it's a good tagline actually. You know the
mm,
actress Melissa Barrera. She is the one from Scream. Now I'm not sure. Did you hear about
oh,
this? The most recent Scream movies. I'm not sure if you heard about this. They have you caught up with the Scream movies, Deval?
I haven't seen the last two, I think. No.
I did. I mean, I've seen them. So I managed to watch the last one. The last one was set in New York,
Okay. Yeah,
and
I did see that one.
they
Yeah.
shifted the whole thing, and it was quite interesting actually. But check this out. So Melissa Barrera, who plays the
Mm,
vampire in this movie that you've just spoken about, Abigail,
yeah.
she was going to be in the next Scream movie, so like the
Oh,
seventh one.
okay.
And then she said a few things. She spoke out on Twitter or on X or whatever, and
Okay.
then she got dropped.
Is it?
And then because she got dropped, Jenna Ortega, who plays her
Yeah.
sister in the movie, she left the she left it as well.
Is it? They're stuck together. She back there.
Exactly.
Ah.
So
Okay.
apparently she said some controversial stuff. So I'm like,
Mm,
damn, man, this is like you got to be careful with the shit that you say now, especially
mm,
if you're like, but hey, she's got this new movie
yeah.
coming out, so we'll see what happens.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, uh,
Interesting.
interesting. All right, well, so we'll keep an eye on that one, and we'll see, how that turns out.
Mm,
Um, but listen, let's move on to Anniversary Corner right now. So we've got a movie for you, which fits in with the main movie that we're going to be speaking about. So this is from 10 years ago, 2014, The Rise and Rise of Bitcoin. Now, some of our listeners out there might be thinking, well, what the hell is a Bitcoin? And I get it. Deval is kind of maybe a niche market,
Yeah.
niche kind of thing. Maybe not everyone knows about it. But how would you sum up what is Bitcoin?
In a nutshell, Bitcoin is a digital currency asset.
Mm,
So the same way you have money that you might, take out the ATM or cash point and you
hmm
have physically in your hand. Most of us now, we exchange money and, we make payments through our cards and online banking and stuff like that. It's digital. And Bitcoin is just another way to digitize that process and have a sort of a store of value, because Bitcoin has a value that goes up or down according to, the amount of people that buy it and the amount that's available.
Yeah.
So in a nutshell, Bitcoin is just a digital value,
Right.
digital
Now,
current, digital
Deval,
currency. Yeah.
let's blow people's minds. So the people who are
Yeah.
listening who don't know this, tell us give us a ballpark figure of the price of Bitcoin when it first released.
When it first released, oh my gosh, Bitcoin when it first released, I think the all-time low of Bitcoin is about 30p, I think.
All right.
I think
Okay.
about
So
30p.
30p is like what?
Yeah.
What would like say about 60, 70 cents
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
our cousins across the
Yeah.
pond. How
Yeah.
much is it worth now?
Right now, one Bitcoin is worth 33,500 pounds, which dollars wise will probably be about $45,000, maybe $44,000, I think.
So, folks listening, one Bitcoin was
Mm,
pennies, and now it's
yeah,
worth thousands and thousands. That just kind of gives you an idea. And
yeah,
the reason why we're doing this is because kind of give you an idea. That's we're going to be speaking about a movie later on, and but this movie, Deval, tell us about this one because it charts the rise and rise of Bitcoin because it
yeah,
went from zero to basically
yeah.
where we are right now, right?
This is the documentary. It came out in
Mm,
2014, so 10 years ago. Bitcoin was released in 2009 by
mm,
someone called Satoshi something. Now, the thing is with Bitcoin is that it's decentralized, it's anonymous. No one knows who Satoshi is. He's
mm,
never revealed his identity. He's the one that created Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a digital asset that is created through computers, basically. They create the Bitcoin and put it on the market. People buy it and trade it and stuff like that.
mm.
Because of Bitcoin, other cryptocurrencies have now been created.
Yep,
There's thousands of cryptocurrencies that all have their own value
yep.
and their own purpose. But this documentary talks about Bitcoin's inception in 2009. Actually, when it first came out, it was 3p, less than
Oh
3p,
man,
which is about, I don't know, 5.5 cents or something like that.
yeah.
And yeah, now it's like in the 30s of like 30,000 pounds or forty
Mm,
thousand dollars, and it shows the people that have been behind it and just you know just the journey of Bitcoin. Just recently, just a few days ago, Bitcoin was approved by the American SEC,
mm,
which is the Central Economic. I can't remember what it means now. Don't
yeah,
don't 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 quote me on that, but it's basically their financial institution that approves financial companies and so on. They approved Bitcoin to be traded
yeah. Which is
by
massive.
large financial asset companies like BlackRock and people like that. And that's going to involve people like JP Morgans and all those sorts of companies.
Mm.
They can now buy Bitcoin uh, through their
And
trading
trade in it.
systems. Exactly. So that's something that is massive. That's never been approved like ever. So that now
Like
means Bitcoin is like
yeah,
fair game. Yeah.
yeah, like gold,
Yep. Yep.
orange juice is another thing that they trade in as well, apparently, and corn,
Orange juice. Are you
orange
serious?
juice,
Oh my gosh.
100%. Mate, I'm seriously, it's been that's been on the list
That's
for God knows,
crazy.
it's mad
Crazy. Crazy.
commodities and things that they kind of
Yeah.
can trade in,
Gold is a big one.
um,
Gold, because gold they had their own approval for the SEC. When that happened, the gold price went through the roof as well.
and
So
that's
this
stayed
could
consistent as
happen with
well.
Bitcoin. This could
Yeah,
happen with
yeah,
Bitcoin.
exactly.
Yeah.
So the reason why obviously that's on the list is because it kind of fits in nicely with a new movie that's just been released.
Mm.
And here's the thing, folks, like with kind of digital currencies and there's risk involved. So,
Hmm.
you know,
Lots of risk.
price of these digital currencies goes up and down. So you invest money, you can obviously gain millions, but you
Mm,
can also lose big time as well. And then a movie that's just recently just come out. It's called Bitconned, which I
mm,
think is a great kind of play on kind of
mm,
Bitcoin, because you can sometimes get conned and stuff like that. This is an area that Deval and I we've got some experience in as well.
mm.
But yeah, Deval. So Deval went out and watched this. So Deval, take it away. Set the scene for us. Let us know what this movie's about and what did you make of it.
Yeah, this is it's a documentary. It's
Mm,
yes, one documentary, an hour and a half. Just like you set up nicely, Bitcoin, all crypto coins. There's some legitimate ones out there, and because it's decentralized, meaning no one needs any sort of license or anything to actually create a coin.
mm,
Anyone can do it. So people can actually create a fake coin,
mad.
get people to buy it, and then just take the money. People can do that. They have done that. It's happened
Yep.
to me.
Yep. It's
You know,
happened to
it's
me.
something that happens out there. So you've got to be careful on what you invest in. Anything that we do say in this podcast isn't financial advice or anything like
No.
that, just so you know. But yeah, this documentary called Bitconned is about a group of people who in 2017 they created a Bitcoin a crypto project which was supposed to be a payment platform where people can make payments so they can use their card. This is not a card, as you can see, but they can use their card uh, to make payments with cryptocurrencies. So let's say you got
Mm,
Bitcoin or Ethereum or XRP, any cryptocurrency like that, you can have that in your crypto wallet, but
yep.
then you can use the card, which is linked to that crypto wallet, to
Yep.
make legitimate payments when you go
Yep.
shopping. This is something
Mm,
that is commonplace now.
yeah.
So you can do that now, but then in 2017 it wasn't. So that's
It
what they were
wasn't.
trying to do then. So they made a company. They got lots of backing. They got people to invest in the company, and it was actually thriving. It took
Mm,
some time, but it was thriving. They had eventually millions of dollars going through this company, and they were good marketers. They did their
mm,
thing. They connected with people. I think they were working out of Miami in America. I
yeah.
think and they looked the part.
Yeah.
And for me, the thing that I
As
don't
they always do.
understand, yeah, they always look the part. The thing that I don't understand is that it was a good idea. What they were trying to do then, I think, was a good
Good
idea. So I don't
idea.
I don't understand why they couldn't continue making
Mm,
it legitimate. But it's called crypto con for a reason.
mm.
So these people, they raised a lot of money. Oh my gosh, they got Floyd Mayweather. They paid
Oh
him they
man.
paid him to market the company, and
Jeez.
he loves money, so they paid
Money.
him. He marketed it. Who else did they pay? They paid another. Was it an athlete? Some other celebrity? I can't
Right.
remember who it was, but they paid another celebrity to be involved in the marketing, and that gives it credibility. That makes
Yeah.
people think, oh,
Oh
if
shit.
if Mayweather's involved in it, it's
Yeah.
legitimate. So then their price went up again. More people got money. More people invested money, I should say. So yeah, it was this went on for some time, and then it turned out that the systems that they created, they weren't what people thought. They
Yeah.
weren't actually doing what they said they were going to do.
Oh.
Yeah, and then uh, they started to like. There's one person. This company was made up of mainly three
Right.
people, and there was one person in particular who was, let's just say, he was very shady.
Oh god.
He had already been involved in shady shit from his
Crime.
past.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
already, and that didn't succeed. And then he started to do this, and he just, so he was quite shady anyway. He was spending money like it was no tomorrow. They all were,
Damn.
but he was quite just. He didn't know where he was half of the time. They said he was always high or on drugs or with girls. He was
Mm,
just. Mm. So as a company, they were spending more money than they were making, and they were promising people their money back, but it wasn't happening. And also, the product wasn't really
like it wasn't
like it wasn't really
developing.
fulfilling what they said it would do. So
Mm,
yeah, so the news started to get out there that they were not that they were scammers basically,
yeah.
and they tried to reassure people. Long story short is that they moved. What usually happens is they move from one product to the next.
Yep.
That's what usually happens. There's usually a switch, there's a pivot. When they see one thing's failing, they try to launch another one. That's when you got to get out before that. But yeah, so they went to Korea and joined forces with a Korean company to try
Mm.
and it was mad.
Damn.
But long story short is that the regulators in America or the FBI or someone got wind of it, and they said that basically these people are doing wire fraud and this fraud, and
Yep.
they
Yep.
slapped so many charges on them, so many charges. So the
Mm.
three of them got arrested, and there's one person I was talking about, the one that was involved in other crimes. He
Yes.
is he's a scumbag.
Really? Is he
He
still out
is.
there?
Hmm. He the previous crime that he was involved in, because the documentary, there's someone comes on it and says, yeah, I worked with this guy, he's a scumbag, he ratted on me, he went to the police and told them everything, and because of that he got off scot-free, and I went to
Mm.
prison because he was involved in previous fraud. So he done the
Yeah.
same thing here. So when the police came to all of them, they like he stung like a canary. He
Oh.
told the police, every FBI,
Yep.
everything.
I'll give you
he cut
everything
he,
and
he
then
cut a deal,
cut a deal.
so he got no prison time. The other two people, one of them got 8 years in prison,
Shit.
another one got 1 year in prison,
Oh, okay.
and he got no prison time at
No time.
all. No prison time because he sung. He's a scumbag, and he's in the
No
documentary
bird for the
talking,
birdie.
chilling. He's looking like he's still got money, and then
Mm.
at the end of the documentary, he has a baby,
Oh,
and he's buying a new house,
oh.
big house, and the producer says to him, "Oh,
With swimming
so."
pool, probably.
The producer says to him, "Oh, so where'd you get the money from for this new house?" And he's like, "Well, they say I'm a con artist, so it must be through my cons." And he's like smirking. You know it
Oh,
is.
what a
When
bastard.
they got him, he had money hidden somewhere and all
Ah,
that, so he still
man,
got
of
money.
course. He still
Exactly, but
got it.
exactly. So he's a
Bastard.
scumbag. He's the worst kind because he goes and rats out his friends for his own ass. They didn't
Yes.
rat him out. He ratted them out.
But he
He got
ratted them out. You know what? This sounds like the other documentary we watched. Remember Deval about the guy where he had this Bitcoin or he had this digital currency exchange, people were investing in it, and
Sam
then he
Bankman-Friedman, FTX.
that was this one
Yeah.
recently, but there was another
Oh,
documentary
okay.
that we saw, and it was about the guy, and then eventually he died, but they're saying that he didn't really die,
Oh,
or
yes.
do you remember we watched it? We
Yes, I
watched it
can't remember
last
what it's
year.
called, but
And
he's
that
the one
one's on
that
Netflix as well. Or no, it's on Amazon or something. I can't remember.
somewhere, and this is the one where he's supposed to have died in India or
India
Thailand,
or something like
and
that.
no one can
And
find his body or
no,
something. But he's living on an island somewhere. He's
man,
living
somewhere.
lavish. Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
this
yeah,
guy, so all right, so then these guys, they're in prison and everything, and this
yeah,
guy's obviously got scot
yeah,
free. And
yeah.
what does it say then about? Does a documentary kind of give the viewer anything about about how we can stay safe online and like with these digital currencies?
They always say like, don't put in what you can't afford to lose. Some people put
Mm,
in lots of
lots,
money because you
yeah.
can make lots of money.
Mm,
There's always a time where you put it in, your money can flip, but you think, oh, I can make more. That's the point, to do something and maybe take out and cut your losses. But
yeah,
obviously, it's hard to see a scam. They were a scam. There are some legit, like Bitcoin's legitimate,
yeah,
XRP. You got some legitimate companies that have been around for a long time, so if you know the business, you kind of know what to look out for. So they
yeah.
do give warnings and say, just be careful with money. The bottom line is, don't put in what you're not comfortable losing.
Losing.
That's the bottom line. Don't put in your
Yeah,
life savings. If you
yeah.
can afford to lose a couple of hundred and you can still sleep at night, then that's all
Then
you should put in. That's
yeah,
it.
exactly. Then do it and enjoy
Yeah,
yourself and research and do all that sort of stuff.
yeah.
But you know what, man? Yeah, man, this sounds interesting. This documentary, I want to watch it as well. So I wonder now, with Bitcoin being approved,
Mm.
it's now kind of like safe. Does that then open up the kind of industry for more coins to be like, for example, Ethereum, which is the second biggest
Oh
coin?
my gosh, you have hit the nail on the head. And that's
Mm,
exactly what Larry Fink, who's the CEO of BlackRock, the world's
yeah.
largest asset company, people
Hmm.
like him are saying that possibly, yeah, there could be an Ethereum ETF next or an XRP one next. If that happens, this is
Then
gonna, you see when
explode.
the running of the bull in Pamplona.
Yeah.
Think of the ETF approval being that gate where the bull is behind. The bull is
Yes.
behind that gate.
And
If
people are running.
approval happens and they open that pin,
Mm.
the bull run will start. The bull will come
Oh
out
man.
going, and the bull run will start. I'm telling you,
Oh shit.
the
Please,
bull
for
run,
anyone who's
the
listening, just
bull run
watch
will
this YouTube video.
start.
Watch this YouTube video
That's
now.
when the money will flood, and people that have invested from a year, 2 years ago,
Years
they
ago.
invested small when it was cheap.
Mm.
When the price goes shoots up, they're the
Yeah.
ones that are going to take out the money. So that's why you always see a dip after
Mm.
the heights. But yeah, to answer your question, yes, that could open the floodgates to more.
Okay,
Yeah,
this is interesting. It's exciting time. Like, if you're interested in this sort of stuff,
mm,
I'd say just go do the research,
yeah,
and read up on this whole thing and find out exactly what it is. What,
mm.
people are, listen, Deval, man, people
Hmm.
are making money out of this stuff.
Money,
Like, let's
money,
get real. There's money
money.
out there and people are using
Yeah.
this to make money as well.
Mm.
So all right, so is it it's a thumbs up for you then, is it?
Yeah, it's a decent documentary. Being involved in crypto myself and liking
Mm,
crypto, it's for me especially, it's really extra enjoyable. But if you're not really into crypto and stuff like that, watching this will probably make you not get into it.
into it. Yeah, yeah, I was
Yeah.
just gonna say. And you know what, don't you reckon it's a certain type of character
Mm.
who's up for that challenge, right? Who's up
Yeah.
for that risk take as
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
great risk, comes with great rewards. This is
Yeah.
one of those things, right? You play with it,
Exactly.
you throw the dice,
Mm.
and it can go either way. It's one of those things, right? So it is a specific type of character, I reckon. You
Mm.
got to have that kind of that streak in you as well to be able to say, all right, screw it, I'm gonna put down £100 or whatever it
Mm.
is, and and see what happens with this whole thing. All right, so go check it out. That's movie of the week. Deval,
Mhm.
there's so much shit, man. Honestly, I've been away for the last like month or so,
Mm.
and I need to catch up, but still looking forward, man. There's just so much stuff.
There's a lot. There's one film I think we should both watch, and it's called Society of
Sea
the
of the
Snow.
Snow,
That
mate.
film
You've
has
got to
got
watch this.
it's an 8 on IMDb, I think. This is a true
Yes,
story of
based on a
the
true story.
a rug is it Uruguayan, I think,
Yeah,
or
Uruguayan rugby team
Uruguayan
traveling
rugby
over
team.
the Andes.
Mm. I think
And
Alive came out in 1990 something
yes,
with Ethan Hawke. That was a
Hawk,
American version of it, but I think this is more authentic because they're
authentic
Spanish
with Spanish.
speaking. I'm
Yeah,
telling you,
exactly,
man, this has got good
man.
reviews. Good
Yes.
reviews.
So that one is definitely on the kind
Mm.
of on the radar. Now, listen, there's a Jason. Apparently, there's a
Uh,
Jason Statham movie which is doing really well in the box office.
the
Is it?
Beekeeper or something.
Yeah. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I ain't seen it. I probably will see it, but I'm not in a rush,
I
But
know.
a
I wouldn't
friend
be
of
in a
mine saw
rush.
it. He said it's good. It's
Yeah.
like John Wick kind of films, like he doesn't
Yeah.
take a bullet, but there can be a
Oh
guy
God.
of 10 people around him, all holding guns,
Oh my
and he's the
gosh.
last man standing.
Standing. Yeah, usual Jason
Yeah,
Statham stuff.
yeah.
So listen, folks, there's loads of stuff out there, and we're going to get to it. Obviously, Echo, we're going to be
Mm,
we'll be filling in on that one. The latest releases on Netflix and things like that. Loads of new shows. So keep it locked with the
mm.
Flixters, and yeah, hope you enjoyed
Yeah,
it.